We are being lied to. In popular culture and through advertising, we're made to believe that things like houses, cars, clothes, jewelry, and new objects in our life will bring us true happiness. But these things are just a band-aid, because as soon as the newness of these objects goes away, the happiness that they brought us seems to go away too. What actually brings us happiness is aligning with our soul qualities, some of which are expansion, creativity, and taking action. So what's stopping you from taking action in your life? It could be your limiting beliefs that you don't actually know that you have. So I'd like to welcome you to part 3 of my series on the costs of limiting beliefs. And one of the costs is inaction. Limiting beliefs cause us to not take action on things that we want to do. If you'd like to check out parts 1 or part 2, I filmed them and you can check them out right here. But for now, let me take a chance to introduce myself. My name is Sarah Tomlinson, artist, advocate, and healer, here to inspire and empower you on your healing journey. And if you like my content and you'd like to see more, please take a chance to hit that subscribe and the bell for further notifications every time a new video gets posted. And make sure to follow me on Instagram at A Girl With Many Secrets, where you'll find content that you won't find on YouTube. My teachings are based on the idea that each of us has a soul, a unique, energetic, expressive part of us that we were born with unique set of talents, gifts, and passions that we're meant to develop and explore in this lifetime. It's thought that the heart center is the seat of the soul. The soul is an energetic component, meaning we can't touch it, but we can feel it and we can see its expression in our life. If we want to feel a little bit more of the soul qualities that I'll be talking about, we can place our hand on our heart and breathe into our heart center. We start to feel an activation and almost an expansive feeling, very similar to the feeling of love, which is also one of our soul qualities. The soul does have a few other important qualities, and every time we dampen these in our lives, it manifests in feelings of frustration, depression, anxiety, non-motivation, unfulfillment, or just general unhappiness with ourselves. One of the important soul qualities is expansion. It's an energetic component to us, and energy loves to move and loves to expand. Think of gas in a container. It will expand to the container that you give it. Well, the soul doesn't like containers. It loves to keep expanding and does not thrive in any kind of comfort zone. It loves to grow, express itself, shine, and learn new things. It loves inspiring action. So I've drawn up this chart to look at and compare some of the soul qualities with some of the qualities that we're actually more conditioned to live in. So our soul qualities related to expansion, I've put on this side of the chart. There are a lot more soul qualities, but these are the ones that I decided went really well with this soul quality of expansiveness. So we have this soul as an energy. It's expansion. It's expressive. It's growth and evolution. It's flow and change. Whereas on the other side, if we stick to our limiting beliefs, or if we don't actually work to constantly clear our limiting beliefs, which are from our past painful experiences and conditioning, we tend to stay pretty static. We stay in contraction. We stay into smallness. It's possible that we worry or afraid that we'll be too much for other people. And that idea keeps us smaller in comparison to other people who are out there expressing themselves freely. It could lead us to being rigid and also the not taking action, which helps us expand our lives. So think about this as a box with invisible walls, and those invisible walls are the limiting beliefs that we aren't aware of. Limiting beliefs are located in our subconscious and our nervous system, and we may not be aware that they even exist in our life, but they do manifest in our language. We can notice them a little bit in the way that we talk or think. They sound like, I can't, I won't, I'm not, I can only, I would never, I wouldn't do that. Oh, no, that's not me. A lot of this language has a negative feeling. It's a dampening feeling on the possibilities of our life, on our potential, on our actions, and they do prevent us from stepping into this realm and prevent us from setting goals and actions for ourselves. To reach further happiness and fulfillment is trade our limiting beliefs in for more expansive beliefs. And the more we do this, the more we align with this side of the chart. And the more we align with our soul qualities, the more happier and fulfilled we will be. When we are happy and fulfilled internally, our external world mirrors our joy and happiness. Expansive beliefs could just be as simple as, I bet I could learn anything. I bet if I just researched this for 10 minutes a day, I could get a handle on it and I'd feel more confident. These beliefs are actually way more true than any of the I can't, I won't, I wouldn't beliefs. It's through action that we discover new things in life and new things about ourselves. And that brings a certain feeling of joy and excitement. Suddenly we have a new thing to do, a new thing to look forward to, new things to develop and talk about. And this exploration and expansion attracts more opportunities, people, and new situations into our life. When we complete projects, solve our problems, and try new things, this brings us way more happiness than staying in the problem or avoiding it, which a lot of limiting beliefs do. People that have worked hard and have all of those houses and cars and new shiny things are smiling because they are enjoying the life, but it's not just the things that are bringing them joy. And that's where we don't see what's underneath the surface. We just might see the pictures in advertising or on social media. What's probably brought those people joy is knowing that they worked for it, and they had to work for it by taking action and expanding themselves. When they expanded themselves, their world expanded to reflect that energy. And it doesn't do this right away. You have to expand first, and then the universe will catch up to you by bringing those manifestations into your life to match that expansion. In creating a happy and fulfilled life, we often have to do things first. We have to take action first, expand first, be fulfilled first, and the universe will catch up and reflect our outer reality to match our inner reality. But if our inner reality is plagued with limiting beliefs, our external life will also be limited to match what is within inside of us. The most recent example I have of this in my own life is YouTube and my blog. As far back as I could remember when I first got on social media, it was in the back of my mind to have a YouTube channel, and I always wanted to write and have a blog. I haven't touched my blog in 3 years, and that was 3.5 years ago that I thought about YouTube. I even got asked about it by other people. So I clearly had some limiting beliefs. It was a thought that always sort of brought this certain amount of excitement within me. And that's how we know it's going to be this soul-aligned action. It comes up and we first think about it with an idea of excitement, but then we find all of these reasons and resistance to not do it. It's easy to avoid doing a new thing, like I was doing, by filling in my career with things that I already felt good about, like doing more art, social media. I even got used to doing workshops, although my coach had to smash some limiting beliefs with me to do those. I just got into this comfort zone of making bigger paintings, and it's true, I was expanding, but I was expanding in an area that I was already comfortable in. It was almost like I was distracting myself, but here's the thing. Every time somebody would bring up writing or my blog or YouTube, I would get this gut feeling and I'd feel bad about not taking action on it. This bad feeling is a sure sign of a limiting belief lurking somewhere in my nervous system and my subconscious mind. If I actually sat down and looked closer at some of my worries or concerns about YouTube or writing a blog, it had to do with I wouldn't be good enough. Nobody would listen to me. Nobody would watch. I wouldn't get any followers. There's so much content out there already. What hasn't been said? My unique voice won't matter. I don't have the best equipment. It's not going to look as good as all of the other popular channels out there. I had some imposter syndrome where I didn't know my stuff. I'm not going to know what to talk about. I'm not going to have enough ideas. But here I was, already making short videos on my Instagram and writing pretty regularly on social media. I am already producing new content and having followers and people who listen to my messaging anyways. And I know in my heart my messaging and my unique perspective is important. So all of these limiting beliefs are actually not true and putting me in a state of misalignment from my true soul qualities and truths. I went into a clearing belief session to clear my writing blocks. I don't have writing blocks when it comes to Instagram, but I had writing blocks about actually publishing my own articles on my own blog. So surprisingly, I went into this clearing session, and the very next day, I started a YouTube channel. And I was shocked. This is the beautiful thing. When we clear that invisible wall inside of us, I do a limiting beliefs clearing that clears the subconscious and the nervous system. When I cleared this invisible wall, this resistance that I had built up inside of myself, there's always an inspired action that feels pretty fluid on the other side of it. The next day, I researched and watched a whole bunch of YouTube channels, which I'd had on my to-do list for about a month before this, but didn't do anyways. And 2 or 3 days later, I was writing my first blog. Very shortly after that, I was publishing my first video. It was exciting, and I couldn't believe how effective clearing limiting beliefs are in creating fulfillment and joy. And the fulfillment and joy on the other side was doing this thing that I had trouble with in the past, that I avoided with, that made me feel sad that I wasn't doing. So ask yourself, do you have anything in the back of your mind that you might have thought that you'd wanted to do, even for years? And that's a question that I want you to take with you. And if you can think of something, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. You might have a limiting belief against it, and I bet it would truly bring you joy to clear a limiting belief and replace it with, I bet I could try that thing. I bet it would turn out better than I think it's going to be. When you take a chance for introspection and awareness and dive deeper into the core beliefs that are stalling those actions, you change them around and you clear them. You can then take an action without the stalls and resistance and build a positive association with the thing that you want to do. If you'd like to work deeper on clearing limiting beliefs, I do hold regular limiting belief clearing events and workshops. I've left my link tree in the description below. You can check that out to see if there is a recent event or workshop and join me in figuring figuring out where your limiting beliefs could be and how you can align your energy of your nervous system to the energy of your soul qualities to bring further fulfillment in your life. That's it for this video. Is the cost of limiting beliefs prevents us from taking action and aligning with the soul quality of expansion. The key is self-awareness first. Identifying the things in your life in the back of your mind that you want to do, but you feel this resistance. Awareness of that resistance comes first. And then digging deeper into the beliefs that are creating that emotional resistance within us. I'm Sarah Tomlinson, the girl with many secrets. I hope this video has brought value to your life. I'd like to invite you to click that thumbs up, that subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I want to send love to you on your healing journey.